Remember when the biggest worry of the day was yanking your Beyblade launcher and praying your spinning top would cause championship-level damage in the schoolyard arena? Yeah, simpler times, my friend. Beyblade used to be everything. Screaming matches at recess, the perfect excuse to host home tournaments that were basically battles for honor. But how did a legend like that end up in the clearance bin? Join me for a trip down memory lane worthy of a Netflix doc, just with more sarcasm and less melodrama. The rise of the ultimate spinner. The Bey universe was born in 1999 in Japan. Because of course, where else would someone invent battle tops with dragon names and opening themes straight out of a pro wrestling anime? Takara Tomy launched the first batch of toys. And to top it off, we got a manga by Takao Aoki. Then in 2001, we met Tyson, Kai, Ray, and Max, the dream team that felt like a Beyblade boy band ready for battle. It blew up so big that by season 3, G-Revolution, it basically felt like a full-blown sports event. Battles were so intense you could almost feel the impact just watching the top spin in slow motion, complete with animated sparks. Enter Hasbro, always ready to turn anything into an American craze. In 2002, Beyblades hit the US market, and boom, it became a full-on kid religion. Tournaments, action-packed commercials, and the immortal war cry, "Let it rip!" A sound still haunting the ears of millennial parents everywhere. When the wheel stopped spinning. But like every summer craze from the early 2000s, the magic started to fade by 2005. Kids grew up, the anime lost its spark, and the toys? Kinda repetitive. Like a restart concert in 2012. No major innovations, just more spinning. And with Yu-Gi-Oh!, summoning monsters in full 3D holograms, and Bakugan turning into demon marbles, Beyblade got left in the dust. Yep, the cycle ended. It was glorious while it lasted. But the world moved on, and the legendary squad became nothing more than a nostalgic stat. Metal Fight, the roided-up resurrection, cut to 2008. Enter Metal Fight Beyblade in Japan, renamed Metal Fusion in the West. A title worthy of a Power Rangers spin-off. Now armed with actual metal parts, these tops could tear through fingers, drywall, and egos alike. These were the real deal. Old-school battle tops with a vengeance. Enter the new protagonist, Jin Kahakani. I'll be honest, I was never head over heels for him. But if you've ever seen Ryuga in action, you know, El Drago isn't just a name, it's a public menace. That beast looked like it was forged in the fires of hell. Even without the charm of the original generation, this era brought heavier, more technical battles. It felt like the championship was being narrated by Al Michaels on Super Bowl Sunday. And if you still have your Beyblade tucked away in a drawer, or you're part of the crowd still launching tops like it's 2003, just know this: you are the resistance. And every resistance deserves respect, and a fresh top every now and then. The metal era of Beyblade, from glory to cringe. The Metal Masters and Metal Fury seasons came in like the Avengers on a promo day. More battles, more powers, and a marketing budget that seemed ripped straight from Scrooge McDuck's vault. Hasbro slammed the pedal on promotion, and the result? The most profitable generation in the franchise's history. If Beyblades had social security numbers, they'd be Forbes listed. The peak moment? Ryuga versus Rego in Metal Fury. A battle so insane it deserved Eye of the Tiger on a loop with fireworks in the background. Fans swear it's the most epic clash in the entire saga, and this fandom doesn't hold back on drama. Shogun Steel, the bittersweet end of an era. Then came Shogun Steel, that distant cousin, no one invited to the barbecue but showed up anyway. The attempt to keep the legacy alive backfired. Too few episodes, zero charisma, and the vanishing of iconic characters like Ginka felt like removing Vin Diesel from Fast and Furious. Nobody cares if the ball guy's not there. The toy line didn't help either, with no real tech innovations. The result? The end of the metal era for Beys, and a well-deserved, if not forced, rest. Beyblade Burst, the stylish comeback. And then, in 2015, Beyblade Burst kicked down the door with the swagger of something that knew it was different. Tops exploding mid-battle? That's not just a gameplay change. It's like adding nitroglycerin to a spinning top. Enter Vault Aoi, the new protagonist with full-on shonen hero energy. Soon he was surrounded by Shu, Louis, Free, and honestly, these guys shone shone so bright they kind of outshined Vault himself. The hero became a side character in his own show. Burst Evolution and Turbo were the pinnacle. Global tournaments, viral hype on social media, and battles that made the Super Bowl look like a backyard card game. Free dominated like the messy of Beyblade arenas, and unforgettable duels like Shu vs. Louis and Vault vs. Free deserve endless replays. It's just a shame the writers played Free dirty. He totally deserved his own spin-off. In the end, Vault was crowned world champion. An epic finale for someone who started out just wanting to have fun with a little plastic top. The decline of Burst, when the well starts to run. Dry, but like all good things, too much of it wears you out. The seasons started coming out back to back like batches of expired instant noodles. They swapped out the main character like changing profile pics on social media, and honestly, none of them could handle the pressure. Fans wanted Vault, but kept getting knockoff after knockoff. The connection was gone, and the excitement with it. After a while, Beyblade tournaments started feeling like a bland barbecue. Long, tiring, and totally lacking flavor. Battles that used to be bursting with adrenaline turned into endurance marathons, where the last one spinning wins, like a game of Russian roulette, minus the thrill. And the burst mechanic, which was the big wow factor, forgotten like leftovers. Knocking opponents out of the arena became an urban legend, and the fun just evaporated like a cheap bay at a flea market. When Burst wrapped up in 2023, it left a hole in the heart. But even with its end, I still see it as the most well-rounded era in the franchise. The most complete, impactful, with storylines that held stronger than a bay with brand new rubber. Then came the so-called fourth generation, Beyblade X. In 2023, it arrived with that early 2000s reboot energy, edgy visuals, a more serious tone, and a new system, the Extreme line, that makes the top spin like they've had an energy drink with nitro boost. It even gives off Metal Fight vibes, which is high praise. The battles now are intense, frantic, like anime finale scenes where everyone's sweating, screaming, and betting their souls. Takara Tomy didn't mess around. They went all in with tournaments, and to be fair, they got the community buzzing again. But I'll admit, I'm on the fence with this generation. Some worship it like it's the second coming of Evangelion. Others think it's a crime against the franchise's legacy. Me, I just didn't feel the spark. Couldn't connect. Maybe it's too early to say if it'll be Hall of Fame material or end up in limbo with the vinyl soundtrack of Beyblade G-Revolution. Beyblade X's biggest strength, the competitive scene. That's where it really shines. It feels like you're inside the anime, and that alone gives it a strong edge when it comes to the battle experience. But honestly, my heart still belongs to Burst. Now, if I had to rank them, here's what I'd say. In first place, I would put Beyblade Burst Evolution. Brand new gameplay, characters with real development, and international tournaments that felt like the World Cup. Unforgettable. Metal Fight, pure testosterone, epic fights, badass designs, and that iconic showdown between Ginka and Ryuga. A classic nobody forgets. Classic generation, the one that started it all. Pure nostalgia, simple yet effective storytelling, and legendary characters. Beyblade X, promising, modern, but still in its teenage years. It could grow into a legend, or not. At the end of the day, the franchise has had its ups and downs, but it's never lost its relevance. And if Beyblade X keeps gaining momentum, who knows? We might be heading into a brand new golden age. So, which generation has your heart? You already know mine, Burst forever, and proud of it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Thanks for sticking around, and see you in the next battle.